But we want to talk to a very special woman in our community who's able to help us celebrate and encourage us to use our right to vote here at 100 years of women's rights. Please welcome Ms. Liza Wisner. She is the event curator in the Centennial Celebration for the League of Women's Voters here in the Corpus Christi area. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Clarissa. We are so excited. Today is Women's Equality Day. I feel like high-fiving you through Zoom, y'all. Like,
Zoom high fives. All high-fiving each other. This is something huge for women and everyone in between. Now, first of all, give us a little background on the suffrage movement.
Yes, it's a movement for real, and it's still going on. And of course, just like any movement, there needed to be a catalyst. This is the 100th year of women's right to vote, the 19th Amendment, which actually gave women the opportunity to go and cast their vote and essentially be citizens. Can you believe that? We had to fight to have equal rights. For me personally, this is an opportunity for us to understand that we're only as strong as we understand where we've come from. So understanding this movement is about understanding that we've gotten this opportunity 100 years ago, but we shouldn't stop there. We should move forward knowing that it took 80 years to get to the 100th year. So from 1920, way before that, 80-something years ago, some people were fighting, some amazing women fought for what we have today, the right to be who we are, regardless of our gender. We continue to fight for it, but today is a monumental centennial celebration.
And not only that, but what are the odds of it landing on a year that we can practice that right to vote and really make a difference at such a trivial time in our society? So we want to really encourage you all to get out there. Now, 100 years is a long time, and it's not a very long time at all. Tell me, how far have women come in the past 100 years since the 19th Amendment?
So we've come a long way, and one of the things I always like to say is just because it was ratified and it was put in the Constitution does not mean that it was actually practiced. So there was a lot of actions that were put into place to try to, I guess, inhibit the opportunity for women to vote. You know, as far as saying, you know, the suffrage movement for women's right to vote was sort of blended into, you could say, the civil rights and the social justice of people of indigenous people, people of color. You know, you have to imagine that, for example, I am a Black woman, and you have to imagine I was in this sphere where I was not only fighting for women to vote, but also for Black people to vote. So there was so much going on, and there's still so much to do. I think from my perspective, I just feel like these are the opportunities, leadership opportunities that women have been fighting for. So this year is monumental. It's an opportunity for us to not only recognize that this is not something that we should take lightly. Over 100 years ago, which is not so long ago, we fought for this, and we need to make sure that our voice does not go unheard. No matter what your choice is, no matter what your position is, you need to have your voice heard.
I totally agree, and that's exactly why we have organizations like the League of Women Voters here in the Coastal Bend. Now tell me, what is the primary objective of this organization, and why should we get involved?
So the League of Women Voters is a collective of women in the Corpus Christi area. So the League is a national organization, but in the Corpus Christi area, there are a non-partisan group that encourages women to make informed and active participation in the election process. It's really and truly about understanding that the majority of the public policies and the issues that we have going on in our world today are put together by the people who are playing the game. And if you're not playing in the game, then you don't get your voice heard. So if you have opinions and you have actions and you want moved on, then it's important for you to be a part of the process. And it's just a collective of people coming together with sometimes different opinions, coming together to make sure that our voices are heard.
Yes, and it's so important. I think many of us avoid voting for the simple fact that we feel like we aren't informed enough to use our voice, to make that stance. And it's important to make sure that we have the resources available to do so, which is why we have this organization. Now tell us, you have a special event planned for tonight that we want to let our friends at home know about.
I am so excited. Tonight is the 100th celebration. We have a centennial celebration going on. And let me tell you, Clarissa, if I could have fireworks in my house right now, I would have them. And as you can see, I'm all dressed up in my sash, Votes for Women. It's important to understand that this event has come together to celebrate the activists and the women who have led us to be here. And we have a special guest. We have our Texas Secretary of State here with us, Ruth Hughes. She's going to be giving an amazing talk for us, but we also have some amazing community members. We have a representative from the Girl Scouts, a young girl. Her name is Caitlin Thacker. She is going to be speaking to us all the way from Harlingen. We also have Janet Blanky, who most of you probably know, she's a community volunteer, and we know her as the IBM retiree making things happen. And then we have the amazing Coretta Graham. She's a local activist and attorney here in Corpus Christi. She's going to be speaking to us. And then we also have Alejandro Castillo. We are so excited to have the CEO of YWCA USA with us virtually. You know, Clarissa, going virtual has really taken this event to the next level. So I encourage everyone to join us so you can be part of this big celebration.
Fantastic. And so for anyone who wants to be a part of this, I know I do, what do we have to do to join?
So just visit the YWCA Corpus Christi Facebook page. It will be streaming right there. And if you do not have Facebook, do not worry about it. We also have it on the League of Women Voters website. There's going to be an embedded video there. You can watch it live. You can chat with us. We want you on the show. So go in there, chat with us, ask your questions, and we'll be able to engage with you as the show is going on tonight at 6 p.m.
All right. Well, I will be there. We've got some fantastic information from you today. And we have to keep in mind the most important ones that we need to think about are the young ladies that are watching our actions that we are influencing. We want to be a positive influence to them. What is a message that you would like to share for young ladies that are watching the show today?
I'm so excited you brought that up. You know, we have an amazing woman. Her name is Yvonne English, and she's going to be leading a trivia and polls to educate us so that not only are you winning prizes, but you get to learn. And I think the opportunity here is for women to understand that we have come far, but there's still so far to go. And so understand that for you to be an amazing woman, it did not come lightly. And the fact that you have choices today, it is the opportunity that was presented to you. And we hope that you will celebrate with us. And I also want to give a special thank you to Texas A&M University Corpus Christi's Professor Dr. Amy Sanford. And she's truly amazing. And we really enjoy the fact that she has brought this entire event together and made sure that we are making this happen for the city of Corpus Christi.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time. We've got so much information to work with. I'm hoping that with tonight's event and even with this interview, that we're able to inspire women around the world, especially those in our own community, to use their voice and make informed decisions and educated votes this year so we can make a difference that we want to see in our country. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.